I go to Merciful High School and I'm in 12th grade. I have a question for all of you. Is prayer an integral part of your daily life? Do you pray without ceasing? Do you regularly pray in the quiet moments of the early morning? I don't, but I try. As Christians, we are told we have to pray often, by bending down on our knees and closing our eyes and making a heartfelt prayer. Well, in my opinion, and I'm sure this is the same to many of you, praying can be anytime, anywhere, eyes open, eyes shut. You could be thinking it or saying it out loud. You could be singing it or rapping it out. It doesn't matter, talking to God is one of the most powerful and awesome things that we can do, and many of us take it for granted. By praying to God, we will see more blessings and grace and love from our Father. Our spiritual life is tied in with our prayer life. The more you pray, the closer to God you get, the better your relationship with God gets. Prayer is an offensive weapon which helps us align ourselves with God and His will. Ephesians 6:18 through 20 tells us that we should pray about everything. All the time that we should pray for each other. Prayer is one thing that provides us the intimacy with God. We should be talking to God about decisions and concerns more than we are talking to other people. In our lives, we see where we sometimes pray for the things that we think we need or want, but instead He provides us with what He knows we need. In my life, prayer is the only thing that keeps me going through rough times. One verse that I have used for quite some time is Philippians 4:13. I can do all things through Christ who strengthens me. That is basically my answer for everything when I'm struggling or scared. A couple years ago, I went through bad experiences that I still sometimes go through. I became depressed, angry, frustrated all the time. I felt like my life was pointless, that if I just stayed in the corner of my room and never came out, nobody would notice or care. And one day I went to bed crying, just talking to God, repeating, God, show me what I need to do. What is the point of this all happening to me? What is this going to do for me? How is it going to help me? And I just got out my Bible and just started reading a bunch of different verses from different books. And I kept on talking to God. I just felt something take over my body, and the verse just hit me, was Philippians 4:13. The minute I read it, I just couldn't stop reading the verse over and over and over again. It's so amazing the things God does. Prayer is such a big thing in my life that, to me, a prayer is never shorter than 10 minutes. I do it all the time, and every time I pray, I feel that a bunch of bricks have been lifted off my shoulders. And I feel like I get so excited about everything. Rejoice always. Pray constantly. Give thanks in everything, for this is God's will for you in Christ Jesus. 1 Thessalonians 5:16-18. I want your goal this week to be, instead of turning things over in your mind, turn them over to God, whether it's during your work, money, grades, senior project, family problem, anything. Hand it to God. He's got your back and He loves you. Don't worry about your next decision, whether it's small or big. Leave it to God. Pray constantly and always thank God for every moment, no matter how good or bad it is. If my people who are called by my name will humble themselves and pray and seek my face and turn from their wicked ways, then will I hear from heaven and forgive their sins and will heal their land. 2 Chronicles 7:14.